It's James Gerard. I'm co-founder at crypto research firm CoinCurrent and director at financialadvisor.com.au. So what's happening with Russia and what's the impact for cryptocurrency? So what we've seen in the past couple of days is that Russia has been banned from SWIFT. So what is SWIFT? SWIFT is a Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. It was established in Belgium in 1973 and is jointly owned by 2,000 banks around the world, and there's over 11,000 participating banks from over 200 countries. And what it basically is a messaging service for banks. So one bank who wants to send money to another bank will use SWIFT to let the receiving bank know that they're sending money so that the transfer can happen real time and instantaneously. It is estimated that 40,000 SWIFT transactions a day actually originate from Russia. So by banning Russian banks from using SWIFT, it's actually going to have a pretty big impact to the Russian financial services sector and disrupt a lot of payments that would be going in and out of Russia. So what can Russia do? One thing that's been talked about is maybe using cryptocurrency as a way to circumvent these bans from the SWIFT system. And so what Russia could do is that they could start to transfer billions of dollars a day using Bitcoin and Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies. However, the indications are that the Russian banking system isn't advanced yet enough to be able to enable these large amounts of crypto payments to occur. And also, on the other side, the receiving institutions aren't set up as well. So although it could be used on a smaller scale, so where a Russian business, for example, is blocked from sending money overseas from their Russian bank, they could try to contact the receiving party overseas and see if they will accept Bitcoin or another form of cryptocurrency as a form of payment to sidestep that SWIFT ban. And there's interest from the Russian government and Russian institutions to adopt cryptocurrency more, which is interesting. So Alexander Shokin, who's head of the business group of Russian Union and Industrialists and Entrepreneurs, said recently, Russia should institute effective regulation of digital financial assets and cryptocurrency to minimize external financial risks. So it's interesting how the government of Russia and lobby parties are looking at adopting cryptocurrency more due to what's happening recently. And it's not just Russia where things are happening with cryptocurrency, it's in Ukraine as well. Interestingly, an IT worker in Kiev, he raised over $400,000 from people all over the world to buy medical and military supplies for the Ukrainian army. So that's an example of how crypto has been used for this conflict. So rather than a GoFundMe page, he's set up a Bitcoin wallet address and people have funded it quite substantially. The US government is also looking at crypto regulation. So in addition to the sanctions that have imposed around traditional financial banking sectors, like with SWIFT payments, they're also looking at how to disrupt Russian crypto payments. So they're looking to block transactions from Russian exchanges. They're looking to block and report crypto transactions that have originated out of Russia as well. And although that's very difficult because crypto transactions by nature are generally very private and difficult to track, the US government is investing a significant amount of time and resources into that area, which I find pretty interesting. And it's not just the government who's looking to try and restrict Russia's use of cryptocurrency. Coinbase, America's largest crypto exchange, they're working with the US government and the intelligence agencies in America to try and block IP addresses from sanctioned areas such as Russia. And they said recently, we remain vigilant to ensure we are playing our part and meet our obligations in the context of this rapidly evolving conflict. So it's interesting that cryptocurrency has taken such an important role in this conflict, unlike it has in any other conflict in the past. So just by the pure fact that governments all around the world have started to pay more attention to cryptocurrency to try and either block it, regulate it, or use it as a form of payment, what we're seeing in Russia and Ukraine may have had an unintended side effect of actually supercharging the mainstream adoption of cryptocurrencies. Governments are almost forced to embrace it and regulate it as Russia uses it to try and sidestep financial sanctions. So what we may see after this conflict is that the regulation may be well down the track and it'll be too far to turn back for government. So they'll continue to formalize regulations around cryptocurrencies, which will enable its further uptake and enablement from the broader public.